What's up, guys? Ghost Castle here with OFIDYAN to talk about the settings for PlayStation All-Stars.
First up, we've got this match. That's just a casual match of us playing. I'm playing as Raiden. Ghost Castle's playing as Nathan Drake. I'm not really good with Raiden or anything. I don't really know a whole lot about what I'm doing. I know that he has good movement with forward triangle, and he has really good movement with forward circle. Just in general, he's a fast character.
Yeah, and this match is really less about the competitiveness and more to show a strategy called one and run, where one person gets a kill lead and then just continues to run for the remainder of the time match. And this is really our main reason against time matches being the tournament standard, just because, like I said, if someone gets the lead, they can easily on certain stages just run and stay away and play a game of keep away.
There's really not a whole lot of incentive to risk getting killed after you have the life lead,
right?
Because if you can get away, and especially on a stage like this where you've got a lot of the circular motion in the middle, the running is kind of just in circles,
right?
You really don't have to worry about a whole lot. I mean, obviously I get this first kill, and now I just think, okay, I'm going to utilize the middle of the stage. I'm going to run around the edges, and even when you get close to me, I'm just going to dodge and jump my way back up to the top and then repeat.
And Nathan's a particularly mobile character too, so I don't understand, like, there should be some way I can catch you, but the best I seem to be able to do is just hit you a few times with my AK shots that do like maybe 15, maybe 10 or something if I hit with all of them, so big deal. And even then, how am I going to kick my level 1 if all you do is run away?
Right. So this really cheapens the experience of the game. I think spectators looking on to this would really think that this is an awful game and maybe not consider it for competitive play if they saw this type of thing happening.
Yeah, it's very detrimental to the community in that way.
Right. Stock to me is just it's a lot more, it's fun, but it's also just a lot more high action and fast paced because you really need to get those kills. Even if you are a zoner, you still got to get your kills.
Yeah, well, and even if you get the lead, which is nice, you still have to engage somewhat, otherwise you guys are just going to stalemate there,
Right.
So
we've got another match where I played as Sackboy and Ghost Castle is Sweet Tooth, which maybe not the least mobile character in the game.
Definitely not the most, though.
But definitely not the most, and this is another level that could be really annoying for this sort of strategy where you run away.
Yeah, very easy to abuse that. And even like as you see here, and as you will continue to see, OFIDYAN is setting up a lot of teleport things that can be destroyed, and I do that on most of the time. But even then, by the time they're destroyed, Sackboy's on the other side of the stage where he wants to be.
Yeah,
I start approaching, he starts running the opposite direction.
Yeah, if it's destroyed, you just set it right back up on a big stage like this. It's really no problem.
Right.
I even make mistakes on purpose here to try to see like how close you can actually get to hitting me, or like somebody that is trying to kill me, what would they do? Like, I know you eventually start setting mines up here on the top, and I jump up and purposely get hit by it to see what you can do, but there's really just not a whole lot. So now I have the kill. This is where I'm going to start just setting teleporters. I'm going to run away. You're going to try to come down at me, but really, like, isn't this frustrating to you?
Yeah, it was really like, I mean, part of me just wanted to stand still and let the clock run out, go do something else.
I've taken drinks right now.
Yeah.
My girl brought some food in, and I'm
tweeting.
I've got my cell phone out. I forgot I was playing almost.
Yeah,
but
I do that all the time.
I see you're trying to kill me, and I move, once I look back at the screen.
So, I mean, really, this is just another illustration of how easily it can be abused in a time match. And, if time is really the way that you or your tournament wants to handle matches, I think it just means the answer to that would be to ban certain stages like this, probably Sandover Village, and any other ones where you'd have to do some testing to see if, fight normal, get that kill, and then run away and see if you can ever be caught. Because if not, then that stage might have to be banned. And I'm betting most stages are probably going to have some issue with that.
Yeah. Well, I thought time was better at first for a tournament standing, because I thought the matches would go by faster. But what we've found is that most time matches seem to end in overtime, because either somebody gets 2 or just 1 kill, and then what you thought was only going to be a 3-minute match turns into maybe 8 to 10 because of a triple, quadruple overtime that just continues to go on, and that doesn't happen in stock.
Right.
It's hardly ever an overtime in stock. I mean, you can kill each other at the exact same time, but that's very unlikely.
Right, and the whole reason behind using time would be for efficiency's sake. So I mean, that kind of, its only redeeming quality would be being fast, and it's not even doing that in most situations.
Right.
So that's another reason why stock or kill for 1v1 matches is really the way to go. The only real problem with those, though, in a 1v1 scenario is, again, you pretty much are going to have an 8+ minute match unless both characters are rush down type characters that are in your face. But if you have two zoners, I mean, good luck getting two Radix near each other, right?
Well, it's unfortunate that this game doesn't have a time limit in a stock match, but what could be done is maybe an external clock set to about 10 minutes for a 3-minute stock, or for a 3 stock match, and a referee can just stand by, and when they see that the external clock goes off, if the match, has 2 people tied in stock, then there'll be an overtime, obviously. But if there's not, then a winner is declared by the person with more stock. How overtime could possibly work is you go back to the character select screen, turn AP generation up, and then make it to maybe just 1 stock, I think. And then you got to play the same level, you got to play the same characters, and you go back there, and hopefully that could determine it.
Yeah, it's kind of like an artificial overtime, similar to what time would have, just a little bit different and still in the stock mentality. And in this one, there really should be, I mean, there might have to, again, if this turns into another like 8-minute plus situation, you might have to find another solution. Really, it's unfortunate that the game doesn't resolve this kind of conflict in its own way, because the programmers, decided against putting time on stock matches. But I mean, really, it's the best solution that we could come up with. And for teams, we're also against time, I think, because we really prefer kill limit, because that kind of enforces a team cohesion rather than a stock where even if you end up having to get the same total amount of kills, you really are trying to just outlast the other team rather than work together to kill them and protect your teammate.
Right. Something that I think is really good about kill limit is all 4 players in a 2v2 play the entire time. Whereas in a stock, if your teammate dies, then it's just you against 2 people, maybe just you against 1 other person. It turns into a 1v1, and those can be hype.
Yeah,
you can have 2-on-1 or 1v1s that you're really rooting for your teammate or something like that. But it's just so much cooler, I think, to do a kill limit of 6, and then it inspires the protection that you want to protect your teammate more, because you want to make sure that the other team doesn't get any score towards it. Whereas, I mean, I feel like I've played enough stock team matches where if my teammate dies, I'm kind of okay with that, and I'm almost able to come back every time. I mean, so far, but
maybe it can be less interruptions, and it's like, all right, finally I can just do my own thing. Another thing to be considering for kill limit is if you have a teammate, say, that is the one dying so much and you're not as much, it might be like something interesting to enhance, I guess, ahead of time, the fact that you guys really need to work on a strategy, and it makes it more strategic, and it makes it more more competitive, because otherwise it's just like, all right, I can be paired up with whoever and just do my own thing. I mean, a lot of times in stock, I don't even pay attention to how many lives my teammate has, and that's not good. It shouldn't be that way.
Right, definitely. I think that's kill limit 6 is definitely, that should be the tournament standard for teams. 3 stock singles should be the tournament standard. Map hazards, of course, always off. Items all the way off.
AP generation
that
normal.
includes items, the item switch. Change all of the items off on the page 2 side, but also make sure the item spawn rate is none,
because that affects certain people. Like Evil Cole's level 3 and Sackboy's level 3 both sometimes spawn items if they're left on.
Sackboys will, like, even if you have item spawn rate to 0 or none, and you have page 2 items turned on in level 3 of Sackboy, he will have some orbs up there with items in them. Now, none of these items are usable,
And
but
they don't actually
normally
spawn when you pop the bubble, right?
there's no AP that pops out of the bubble
Right.
either. So normally when you play none and none, it's like there's
All
AP.
AP.
in those bubbles.
Yeah, it's all AP instead of just being an empty one, I guess.
Right. And that's kind of to me, that's in the game on purpose, because that's a reward to Sackboy, because it's a lot of AP to
Right.
get his level 3, and he can almost get back up to level 1. Sometimes you can get about level 1 or a little
Right.
more from doing his level 3 super.
Yeah, definitely. But let us know, guys, if you have differing opinions, if you think you have a better solution to the no stock matches with no time limit. Just leave us a comment, send us a message, hit us up, let us know.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching All Stars Arena HD.